Differentiated instruction is really just our kind of our strategy to hit all walks of life, every student that we have in our classroom. We want to be able to teach them in the manner that they're going to learn best. We have kids from all different backgrounds, all different skill levels, all different intelligences, all different hobbies, interests that we want to target every time. I have arts kids that if I ask them to do a math problem, maybe it's not going to be as great of a result, but if I ask them to draw me a diagram, they'll draw me something completely magnificent. It's really just our strategy to go out of our way to hit every person in the classroom, make sure that they get it in their own way that best suits them.
Differentiated instruction is a way of providing students with different avenues to learn, whether it's fractions or proportions. It's really providing them with different ways to learn things, such as using manipulatives or working in groups or seeing videos, something that really activates all of their senses and really engages them throughout the entire lesson. Well, differentiated instruction is a way of managing your classroom and providing the students really with different ways to learn. So I like to provide them with different avenues to learn something, whether they are working with manipulatives, whether working in small groups, whether they are working on their own. Whatever avenue of learning suits them best, I like to add that to the lessons to really try to facilitate learning on all levels.
A big thing with differentiated instruction in your lesson itself is add options, add choices. If a student doesn't get it, try to have a way to rephrase it right off the bat. Try to have it planned out in your lesson plans, ready to go that maybe not simplify, but say in another way. Use a diagram. Something I use a lot of is videos, visual. Rather than speaking, show a video, show a picture, do a demo, get up, act crazy, do something to hit them in the manner that they will learn best.
Common Core instruction is different from what we're doing right now because it's a narrower, deeper lesson. While they're not learning as much, what they are learning, they go a lot deeper. And it really focuses on the student grasping each step along the way before they move forward.
Common Core instruction really is it's real world learning. Our goal, the whole reason we're here, is to get these kids ready for college, get them ready for the real world. Why are we going to teach them rote memorization when they're never going to be taking a test outside of college? We want them to be able to apply these things. We want them to have a general interest to be able to pursue a career. So the Common Core standards are helping us do that by learning through inquiry, through involving them in activities that can replicate real life. Most commonplace that I find things for my own personal resources is obviously the internet. There's all kinds of stuff out there. Why reinvent the wheel? You can always find somebody that's done something similar to what you're doing, maybe that they have a little more experience, as well as resources such as the University of Colorado's FET virtual lab program, something I use that's great. They have labs for just about anything you can think of, and they're virtual, which means even if you have a kid that maybe can't physically do it, if you have a special needs child that can't get up and do an activity, they can do it from their computer right at home. Vice versa, there's Physics Teacher of America is one that I use. That it is a resource that they have labs already made. So if you can't do a virtual lab, do a hands-on lab, do a demo. Just any sort of resources. The biggest one truly is probably your colleagues. If they can give you examples of things that have worked, they've gone through it, they'll tell you maybe you should tweak this. Experience, just always you want to reflect on what's worked, what hasn't, and hopefully somebody has already done that and they can give you feedback.
Having a fun classroom, keeping a lively pace, really providing engaging content, providing them with manipulatives, providing them with things that they can touch, feel, videos that they can learn from somebody that's not just me, but they can see it maybe in a different way than I'm teaching it to them. And then you're trying to get that aha moment where something just clicks in their head, because once it does, they have it.
Strategies for engaging all learners, for me, it's motion, it's activity. You can ask these guys. I move around a lot. I tend to get up and do stupid things. never take yourself too seriously. That's the thing. Try to make them laugh. Try to make them have fun. Nobody wants to learn angle side angle from geometry, but if you can somehow find a way to make it fun, then they're going to learn. Try to get them up and moving. If I can get them out of the classroom, we take field trips all the time, and they tend to enjoy it. Anytime that I can get them moving, get the blood flowing, then they tend to learn, they tend to grasp it a lot better, they tend to have fun and want to be here. That's the important thing. Typically, when I'm aligning it with Common Core, always, you go straight to the source. Go to the Sunshine State Standards, go to the Common Core Standards, and make sure that what you are teaching is what they need to know. In addition, you want to make sure that it's applicable, that you're teaching them in a manner that they're going to see it in real life. I always include some sort of where you see it in motion, you see the science actually happening in a video, in a picture. You always want to make sure that they know that what they're learning is relevant.
Okay. What does Common Core look like in your lesson plan?
Again, Common Core really is just making sure that you know what you're teaching, that you know that it's relevant to what they're doing. So every time you plan a lesson, you need to go through and find what resources are out there to prove that, hey guys, I'm not just teaching you this to teach it, I'm teaching this because you need it, because you will see it later.
Well, I like to focus on the standards presented in the Common Core curriculum. And because it is narrower and deeper, it allows me to create a lesson, a differentiated lesson, that really helps me set the bar higher. I like to make the lessons more rigorous and really make sure that every student, before they move on, has grasped the concept fully.
Common Core in my lesson plans looks very integrated. I feel that Common Core has given the teacher again the control of how to teach things in the classroom and integrate them. It's wonderful to be able to carry out one concept or one theme throughout the day where the children are always writing, always reading, and always tying everything together. So Common Core gives us a flexibility not only to teach within fun themes, but to make sure that the children are always coming back to the reading and the writing and incorporating it throughout the day.
The best way for me to do that is by an exit slip or a ticket to the door, some people call it. The last 10 minutes of class, they're assigned a set of problems, and they turn that into me right before they leave. And it's not 20 problems, it's just 2 or 3 problems, maybe 4, that cover all the basics of what they learned in that class. And I'm insistent that they show the work so I can see if they didn't get it, where did they go wrong? And if they did get it, that's great. It allows me to know, do the next class, can I move forward? Do I need to remediate? Do I need to remediate with all, or do I need to remediate with just a specific group? And that's how I help to, structure the next lesson. Those are the people that I would work with on a one-on-one basis to make sure that they grasp the concept before the class moves ahead of them.
Biggest way that I tend to find out if a lesson was effective or not is feedback. I want immediate feedback. There's the pollseverywhere.com, which is great. They text a number. They can rate themselves 0 through 4 or whatever. You set it up yourself. Do they get it? How well do they get it? Another way that's a little better if they don't have cell phones is I use my boom boards. Hey, so you got a boom board? Yeah. Or Ruben? Just quick dry erase boards. These are made from shower lining. They cost me about $15 for 74 of them. You go to any Lowe's, any Home Depot, and they'll cut them for you, foot by foot squares, and immediate feedback. So if they show you an answer and it's off, they didn't get it.